Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Tom Hands On. Took a little bit of YouTube vacation there. I was busy and pretty much broke, so now I'm ready to make some more content. But today I'm introducing you to my 1966 CJ5. I want to make a summertime, cruise around the back road rig out of this thing. So it already runs and drives. I bought this thing, I don't know, about a year ago. Got it running. Let's take a little walk around this thing. So like I said, 1966. I believe I bought two at the same time. One was a 66, one was a 70. So I can't remember if this one's the 66 or the 70. I'm not a Jeep aficionado enough to know. But it's got like dang near new tires on it. I mean, that is like great tread and a solid aluminum wheels. The body on this thing is trash. When I got it, it didn't have a floor in it. So I put a floor in it that it came with it for a later CJ5, so it's not exactly the same, but it'll do. Steering column wasn't in it when I got it. I didn't know if anything worked. This rear was all empty. I put that piece of steel in there. This had been fabricated by the previous owner. Didn't have a tailgate on it. And this thing's little wonky for sure. Oh, there's bees in it. Great. Didn't have lights. I just threw some in it, hooked them up. Surprisingly, when I hooked everything up, everything worked. It's got this nice little hitch and bumper on it. Leave that. Put an exhaust that came with it on it. And it has drive shafts and the brakes work. I mean, lots of good. But as you can see, it's not really that usable. It came with a new fuel tank and this new tray. Put that stuff in there. Kind of fit some of the panels where they're all right. Still a lot of holes in the floor, but I can patch that up. Today, I want to tackle the first thing, since it already runs and drives and stops. The seat. I do not have seats, but I would like to put the provisions for a seat. So building a bracket that crosses over. Something where I could at least lay a piece of plywood down on it and start getting something going. So let's fire it up and let's see if it'll fire up right now, actually. Should. It always fires up. This thing's like pretty reliable. Pull a little choke on it. The battery is a little low, but yeah, the original issue I had with this rig was it needed a coil. Come on. All right, jump back box time. Let me get back. Get the jump box out. Didn't even need the jump box. It's pretty good runner. Barely had any battery left. It was about ready to die. All right. Well, this will throw you in. How's this look for a seat? Should be pretty reliable. Got the captain's chair here. Wow. Well, we almost made it into the shop. Must be out of gas. It's one nice part about the Jeep. You just roll them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Gonna have to put that on the jump box. All right. Plan of attack, I suppose. Pretty much just need to bolt in some sort of plate to tie a piece of tubing in. I'm gonna bend a piece of square tube around here and then make a reinforcement so that I have something to mount seats to, and also something before. I don't have the seats yet. I haven't chose any, but I want something I could just put, like, you know, a piece of plywood on for now, or like a tractor seat, something that I can start using as a seat, because it's nice to be able to test what you do on a stable surface. So, first off, let's get this fuel tank out of here, because I believe that's going to be the most in the way part. What'd you stall for? It might be out of gas. It is not out of gas. I was curious on. Maybe we're, I don't know. Don't know why it died. I know this thing ain't got, there should be plenty of gas. Yep. Probably lost ignition. All right. Okay, so I've drawn just a super simple, what I want to make. Just a, this is the front side, like towards the pedals, and then this is the back support bar. It's all going to be made out of 1.5" square tube, because I got a square tube die for my bender. So I want 54.5 overall width. It'll fit between the sides nicely, but not, see, I don't want to cover up this box. I got this the CJ under seat box here. I want to be able to use that, so I can't encroach too far. And I got plenty of room now, but I just got to make sure, you know, I'm not going to cover that up. And I can shift everything this way if I have to. But anyway, I'm basically coming on this front corner here, and I'm going to come around at the bend. Should have plenty of room. And then that back bar should have plenty of clearance to miss these hinges and cross all the way over. And then I'll be able to tie into this floor, and this is 16 gauge, and I'll be able to tie up into this. And this has a steel reinforcement. It's way too heavy duty, so I'll probably just put a little bar across here, bolt, just tie it in. But that radius will be nice. It'll give you more room to get your foot in. But if I get that frame made, for now, I could just throw a piece of plywood on it and, like, you know, the old couch cushion or something. I don't know. It just gives me something that's not the fuel tank. And the fuel tank's got to sit in there too. I should probably put a plug in that and See how high it is. I don't think it's that much higher. Either way, I can always raise or lower that area. I don't think it's much taller than this anyways. But yeah, I want to keep that fuel tank. I also want to add a fuel tank right here and then make basically this whole rear section a drawer because I want to cover this. But that's, you know, we'll work towards that goal. Right now we got to have a place to sit and then figure out why it died on me, because I just usually runs fine. That's for after we build this. So I'm gonna jump over and saw some material up for this and then figure out the bath and get it bent. Alright, I kind of did the math here a little bit. I'm not that great at doing this stuff, but I kind of figured I need about 80 inches to get my 54.5 wide by 20 inch deep. So I'm going to saw this down to 80 inches and get these things off the end. I believe there's plenty. Might have to cut one of those things off. Yeah, I got 88 inches, so I'll saw the ends off to get these little, I use this as a jig for something else, so let's throw her in the saw. Got that piece cut. See it sitting in there. I'm just gonna kind of put an eyeball on how things fit up, since I'm not a great tube bender. I do everything else, but that's just not my forte yet. See this guy, my cheater bend, it's about 22. Under, just putting the eyeball on how this is going to fit in here, and I'm liking it. I like this way this radius comes around. At 20, it'd be right up against the back there. We'll see. We're going to bend it and just see where it lands. I think I could cut this down to exactly what I want. It's just a test bend. More like what I'm going for here. So now I can kind of use this piece as like a template, you know, because this is marked from edge of the die this way. So I can kind of figure by using this where to make it land, even though I did kind of the math already. But I don't know, I'm just out of practice. When I do it, I get into it, and then when I don't do it for a while, and you know, you get way out of touch with how your machines work when you don't use them until you actually make some bends or make some part chips, you know, whatever machine you're stuck on. So I guess we'll just get to figuring this out so I don't waste that bar of material, even though it's not too big a deal. It's just a little bit of scrap steel I had. I got 2 sticks over there I can use. Anywho, let's get to doing it. Well, I made this thing a little short, as usual. So, definitely need to work on the old tube bending skills as far as landing dimensions. I just don't use it enough to remember anything. It sucks. I get this tube cleaned up, and then, but it's only a few inches. I can use these bends. I just kind of wanted to see. I made adjustments while bending just to do it. So it's not equal sides, but that's okay. One side is a little long, one side's a little short. That side looks pretty good. You know, it's not too bad. I'll just weld a piece in here. I need my piece of wood. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Rusty dusty chunk of wood. This will still work all right. Give you a little foot room to set your foot in there when you're getting in, instead of it being right on the edge. So now I need to cut a piece that goes straight across here, and I'll put like a little leg drop going on there. This will be okay. None of this has to be perfect. I got a little cubby hole now. Still be able to lift this up. In fact, even better, I can get really close. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be too terrible. A little close on pedals, but I'm going to trim this other end a couple inches anyways. I could probably afford nearly 3 inches off of that side. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm gonna trim this guy up. Well, I got this rear piece cut. I'm gonna weld this little frame up. It's got a little bit of twist in it. Didn't really think that was gonna happen due to it being a square die. It's not like any good way to index it in the machine other than itself. I must have flipped the tube. I couldn't really, it's square. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can work with that. I'm gonna jump and grind and weld this thing up, and then we'll throw it in there. I'll try to bring some of this twist out. Could probably take some of it out and then welding it up. So I got this welded up. I think the seat needs to be a little higher than the you know, this plate and stuff, which will allow me to move it. Maybe back slightly. Not much though, maybe 2 inches on this side. I need to put some material underneath this and then level it, match to whatever this thing sits at, which is nothing is level on it since it was built, you know, kind of farmer built. Get me a shim. This is 2, I believe, close enough. Come on. It's hard to do. Okay. Whatever. So this side kind of up where it needs to be. Lost all my levels. Pittsburgh to the rescue. I suppose it only needs to be close to this guy. Everything is leaning. We're low on the driver. We're definitely high on the driver here. Okay. Get you back where I can actually mess with this thing. Get this thing shimmed close. Yeah, about, you know, maybe 2 inches on this side. There's another matching shim. That's not too bad. Got the bow in there. Definitely more towards passenger. Okay. I just need to set something on there to sit on now. Figure I'm gonna have, you know, at least 2 or 3 inches of cushion. That won't work. I don't have a whole lot of ready-made material for seats. Maybe I'll use this grizzly tray. It just barely fits. Kind of give me an idea of the real sitting position. If I don't knock it off and fall in. Whoops. Actually, that's kind of what we're talking about right there. The slant. I think that's actually what we want. 2 inches higher in the front. And the seating position is slightly towards the passenger as far as pedal and steering center line. So having bent this short, you know, it's going to be okay. So yeah, this is, I think the 2 to 3 inches higher in the front, it's going to put you into a little more comfortable driving position with a 3 or 4 inch cushion. Definitely. So this piece of wood, okay, right there. That seems completely acceptable. Got lots of clearance to open this. Okay, that works. Yeah. Something like that. I'll hang it off of a bracket back here. About a couple gloves worth of distance on this end. Double folded. That looks pretty decent. The tank should fit under there too. That still opens. It's a little, yeah. Yeah, now we're cooking. Yeah, that with a little cushion, that should work. Get you in here before the battery dies. Yeah, that's gonna do just fine. Got extra room to get your leg in. Put like an ammo can in here or something. Fuel tank's probably gonna be there. Well, whatever. Then, yeah, we'll be able to mount to it. Seating position, you know, got center line is way over here on these things, so could kick your leg out with leg room. And then coming up with the back piece is not too big a deal. Might just use a stud or like thread a stud in here so this pivots. I don't know. I'm gonna go get some plywood, and because I'll need it later, and I gotta swing some places. So I'm gonna put you guys on the charger. When I come back, we're gonna continue. All right, I'm back from running. I got my wood and the old boat seat. I'm gonna buy a better seat. I just need something just to get around for now. So now, I gotta make some mounts to get this thing in position, check the fit of the fuel tank, which is easy, and that's pretty much it. Get this thing mounted. Little piece of mount back here on this heavy duty equipment, and then I can put the plywood on top of this guy, and then we'll be able to mount the seat and take her for a rip. If it starts, I'm not sure why it died. Strange. Anyhow, let's get to it. framework in here. I just had some bullet hinges, so I can remove this, and having cut short actually saved me the trouble of building a fancier mount than this. Still gonna be a little funny. It just barely clears the steering wheel. Perfect fit. So I can fold this up out the way for now. It's not gonna stay this convenient, but figuring out how to get into there still, we'll see. May be a wash. But for now, we got this in here. I'm making a little stand that goes in the middle, and I'm gonna have to make a little stand that goes in the back, or a crossbar, because the fuel tank makes it kind of a pain. It should be strong enough to hold me up though without another reinforcement over there. I'll just finish welding that. That's pretty heavy material over there. Anyway, we'll see. We'll get back to her. Now that we got that thing welded up where it'll hold this seat, throw stuff everywhere. And trace out these boards. Flip it upside down maybe. $12 chunk of plywood from the Home Depot. Get these sawed. Cut both ends. Might as well trace the whole thing. Oh, we're not quite long enough. What are these? 24 by 24. I will leave the middle open. Thought I bought a 4, but I didn't. Bought a 2. It's all right. We got plenty of time to remake this right. I just need it to ride. That'll do. let's have a first sit on the blank canvas here. It's not bolted in. Might start on fire. Oh yeah. It's definitely plenty robust. Let's see how this seat looks. Kind of a little bit of a I better sit in it. Battery. A little thicker than I really wanted, but this is very temporary. But this frame, it'd be nice to build kind of a bench seat on it. So let's mount this guy up. Temporary seat, pretty decent position. Sheesh. Where do we even mark it from? This is the outboard edge. That is the front edge of that. Outboard edge of that. Died on me, so the positive side of the coil came off because it's never been on very good. So I'm gonna throw that back on real quick. I need to put the correct coil in here anyway. Seat's now in. Oh, what's so oily? It's spraying oil out of here. From the head. Don't know what's going on. Suppose we can see if it's gonna start. Your battery's about dead. Yeah. Well, let's see if it'll start. Should. Never figured out what this noise is. I think it's a water pump, but it's really hard to say. Put this darn charger away, or jump box. Oh, there ain't no gas in it. Took the fuel out. Do not want to run it too far. It's kind of a finagle to put the tank in, I assume now, because it's kind of big, and we'll see if we can get it in there. So I'm going to throw that guy in and change your battery. All right, I got the seat back in. Got the fuel tank in, hooked back up. I might have to jump it again, but I might get lucky. Oh, super lucky. Got the coil hooked back up. Yeah, you got to take the entire seat and everything. One nice thing about the bullet hinges, I just slide it off. Once you got weight on there, it's not really going to go anywhere, so do a little burn in. I'm going to throw all the tools away, let this thing warm up a little, and we'll take her for a little rip with the new seat. Got our seat a little bit higher than I'd like, but functional. Jeep that's really overloaded on fuel, but it runs. Just a teeny bit of choke is all that's necessary. I can actually lean back. That's super nice. Never had that luxury. Manual steering needs to get changed. That's like the next thing. Carburetors, also the next thing. Seat's a little high, for sure. Super nice day out. Definitely a little running rich. Significantly better quality of ride in a seat for once. Never driven this with a seat in it. Really, it's pretty stable, feels good. Still has brakes. We got mosquito repellent in here. I might do a Italian tune-up on this thing while we have it out. Definitely running a little rough. It's good for the camera angles. You just wheel up, you don't have to get out. Keep her in low. Well, it's running very roughly. It could have terrible gas or water in the gas because the tank is under the seat. But I think I'm gonna save the tuning up for another video. I'm gonna conclude this with the seat bracket. Now I can go buy another one of these seats. I just don't, this is not what I wanna end up with. I'd like to kind of build like a bench or something. I don't really wanna do the boat seats too bad. But this is now what we're working on. Part 1 of the CJ5. Let's get it ready for summer. Sounds like we're gonna have to. Anywho, this is Tom with Tom Hands On. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and check out the other videos I've made. I do all kinds of this kind of stuff, so tune in. We'll see you next time.